Hello, Sahel communities. Today we are going to talk about the nation at VLAN, as already mentioned in the last video. What is VLAN? VLAN is Virtual Local Area Network. VLAN lets you divide one physical network into multiple logical ones. That means better organization, performance, and security. Okay, that's the definition. Let's look into the setup we have here. We have Sadio and Fatima. When Sadio wants to talk to Fatima and Sadio doesn't know the MAC address of Fatima, meaning where Fatima is connected on the switch, Sadio will send what we call a broadcast. And everybody connected to this switch in the same VLAN, remember, connected to the switch and in the same VLAN, will get that broadcast message. Per default, the switch is not configured. The switch has VLAN 1. Every port on the switch is associated to VLAN 1, which you cannot delete. Okay, our goal here is to avoid that Musa and Josiane getting the broadcast from Sadio. How to do that? We can do that in order to do that, we have to create a VLAN. Think of it like a room, a virtual room that we are creating on this switch. We create a room for Sadio and Fatima. We create another room for Musa and Josiane, which is room 20, VLAN 20. For Fatima and Sadio is VLAN 10, room 10, okay? So if Sadio wants to communicate with Fatima and send a broadcast message, Musa and Josiane will not get that message anymore. Okay? They won't get that message anymore. Isn't that good? And by the way, you know directly that users connected to VLAN 10 belongs to the department marketing. And every user connected to VLAN 20 belongs to sales. Isn't that a security matter? And you will see later when we will get into the authentication and at the access layer. Using the VLAN, we can authenticate user, and the Radius server will send the so-called Radius attribute so that the switch can dynamically assign the port to the VLAN. What we are going to do manually, the Radius server can instruct the switch through the Radius attribute to say the user is successfully authenticated, assign him to VLAN 10 or VLAN 20 or VLAN 50 and so on. That will be done later. And this is where you see you use the solution, this Cisco solution, Identity Service Engine, ISE, or the Extreme Network solution, NAC, Network Access Control. Okay, so we are not there yet. In this video, we just want to see how to create room 10 and assign Sadio Fatima to room 10. Okay, I mean by room VLAN 10. Room 20, VLAN 20, assign Musa and Josiane to that VLAN. Okay, let's look how this goes on the packet tracer. So we have here Fatima and Sadio. They should be in VLAN 10. They are connected to port 1 and 2. Musa and Josiane, port 3 and 4. How this goes? Pretty easy. Pretty easy. Let's go here. We do show VLAN. As I said previously, by default, every port of the switch are assigned to which VLAN? VLAN 1. Can you delete VLAN 1? No. That VLAN is the default VLAN. I still have VLAN 10 here. This is from my previous configuration for my French channel. I say no VLAN 10 and no VLAN 20. Do show VLAN. You have nothing anymore. Okay? Let me show the do show run to make sure that the port are not configured. Okay, let's go for VLAN 10. I'm configuring the VLAN now, meaning I'm creating those virtual rooms. Name marketing. VLAN 20, name sales. Do show VLAN. Look at it here. You have here VLAN 10, which is marketing, VLAN 20, sales. But look right here. The different ports, Sergio and Fatima are connected here to port 1 and 2. They are still in the default VLAN. Musa and Josiane are connected to port 3 and 4 respectively, but still in VLAN 1. But we need them in VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. How to do that? Interface range, fast Ethernet 0, 1 until 2. Those are the interfaces where Sergio and Fatima are connected. I say switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10. Look at this. Do show VLAN. Look at this. I move the port of the port on which Sergio and Fatima are connected to VLAN 10. Now I'm going to move the port 3 and 4 to VLAN 20. How this go? Interface range, fast Ethernet. I can do interface and so switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 20. You see here, I'm configuring only one single port, but doing the interface range, I can configure many ports at the same time. Okay, so do show VLAN. You see here, I just included the port at which Musa is connected to VLAN 20. What about the port for Fatima? I still need to configure that one. It's port 4. Switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 20. Do show VLAN. Both are there. Can Musa still communicate with Fatima? Of course, yes. Musa can still communicate with Fatima. Can Musa communicate with Sadio? Sorry. Can Sadio communicate with Fatima? Yes. Can Sadio communicate with Musa? Of course, no. They are on different VLAN. But in order for them to communicate between each other, we need a router or a layer 3 device. Okay? We will see that in our next video. Any question? Ask and like, share, comment, and I will be happy welcoming you as new channel member on YouTube for this journey. Thank you very much, Sahel Networks. Bye-bye.